Hello Instinctuals, welcome to the Instinct Army. My name is Ethan and today I will be showing you a Pokemon deck review. Now, for any of you who play the TCGO, you should know the basic rules of 60 card deck. And this is made for the competitive players. So I'm just going to show you, I played most of this deck at regionals and I am very proud to show it off. Now, this is a Darkrai variant, so expect to see, some bunch of dark base cards. Alright, so let's get this started. So first off, we're going to have two Darkrai EXs from the Breakpoint set. And they're very good for Dark Pulse 20 plus 20 damage plus 20 for each Dark Energy attached to all Pokemon. Now that also includes Double Colorless, Rainbow, well not Double Colorless, Double Dragon. And yes, let's move on. Next Pokemon we're going to have is the Darkrai with Dark Cloak. And this is an expanded deck, not for standard play currently. Since the new meta has just come upon us, we can't really play half these cards in standard-based tournaments, so I'm showing this off before I show my standard-based decks. Next off, we're going to have two Malamar EXs. Now these are for the sleep attack on Darkrai, which will do 80 plus 80 damage if your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep. Now some people run that with Malamar, some people run it with Hypno, and in my opinion Malamar is the better choice since it's an ability and not, well, really double stage. Next, we're going to have Giratina EX. Now, Giratina has an amazing attack for 100 damage Chaos Wheel, and it blocks down a lot of your opponent's attacks. Now, it takes two double dragon energies or one double dragon and a double colorless, which the double dragon can add on to Darkrai's damage. Next, we have Hoopa. Now, Hoopa is a staple in many EX-based decks. Scoundreled Ring, once you play it, you're allowed to look for 3 EX Pokemon. And those 3 EXs can be a Darkrai, it could be a Malamar, a Giratina, or it can be a Shaman EX. Now, Shaman is very popular in the format currently, has one of the best abilities in the game so far. Set up, if when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. Now, that's very good in many decks. Now, that's all the Pokemon that we run. Next, we're going to show off the supporters in the deck. And most of them are from the last meta. So, first off, we're actually missing a couple Pokemon. We have Yveltal, not EX, Yveltal itself. The Oblivion Wing one helps set up Darkrai's, helps set up Malamars in some cases, and a very good Pokemon in general. Then we have the other Darkrai, the Generations promo from the Darkrai Mythical Collection. Now, Abyssal Sleep helps you get past Cardbank, helps you a lot actually, where for some decks such as Greninja Break, where the attacks and the abilities match up. This allows you to put someone to sleep and they have to flip 2 coins. Chances are one of them is going to be Tails. And next and last of all the Pokemon is we're going to have Gallade and 2 Unknowns. And these are very replaceable cards in the deck. Gallade you're supposed to do with Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick, which we'll show later. And Unknown is for basic draw support. So if you have to clear up your bench, use these and draw 1. Or if you just really need to take up something, the Unknowns are there as a good Pokemon in general when it comes to drawing. Next, we have 2 Professor Sycamores. Now these are for draw support purely. You get rid of them and you draw. You discard your hand, draw full on new 7, and they're very good in general and they're a staple in many decks. Next, we have 1 Teammates. Now, Teammates is a very good card for a lot of decks. You can use it with a lot of things. If a Pokemon is damaged last turn and has knocked out one of your Pokemon from damage from your opponent's attacks, you are able to search your deck for 2 of any card from your deck. And that could help. I can get you an item, a Pokemon, get you any card you want. And there's no resistance on that. There's no pullback. Next, we have 2 Lysanders. Now, Lysander is for switching. You sometimes have to use it to end a game. You knock out some weak Pokemon, such as a Shaman, a Hoopa, or something that's weak against Dark-type Pokemon. And it's a very good Pokemon in general. Well, not Pokemon, it's a trainer. Sorry. Next, we have 1 Skyla. Now, Skyla allows you to search for any trainer card you want, whether it's a supporter, an item card, or Stadium. And with that, you're able to look for the reverse value that's in the deck, any supporter for next turn, helps you with Ultra Ball, and some other cards that are in the deck. Oh, sorry about that. Next, we have Getsis. Now, this is a turn 1 card usually. If you play it and your opponent reveals their hand, which is very helpful in some scenarios, they have to shuffle any item cards that they have in their hands into their deck. Then you draw for that amount. That can help a lot if on first turn for VS Seekers, Trainers Mails, items, Fighting Fury Belt, anything like that, they have to get rid of. And you draw for it. You benefit off of, well, their plays. Next off, we have two Ns. Now, N was a very popular card when it came out in Noble Victories. It made a reprint in Fates Collide, which is why it's so popular currently. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck and draws for the amount of remaining prize cards. Now, this is good shuffle support if you have cards that you don't want to get rid of, or just some cards in general that are very good. Now, put that to the side there. Next, we have a Pokemon Fan Club. Now, let's say you got Unknown on the first turn or something that's very slow, and you don't got Ultra Balls. Pokemon Fan Club is a very good card. You don't have to discard anything. Just search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon, which just about every Pokemon in this deck other than Glade is. Now with that, that's a very helpful card. Next, we have Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick. It's that card I was telling you about earlier that could help you with Glade. I hope a lot of you know what it is. If it's the last card in your hand, put a fighting type Pokemon onto your bench and draw 5 cards. That is a very wonderful thing when it comes to Glade, since those 5 cards can be amazing in some cases, not, and Galade's a strong Pokemon in the format, but hard to evolve. Next off, we have Hex Maniac. Stops Carbink. It stops anything else that can not get hit by a basic. I know there's something like that. Does not stop Jolteon, unfortunately, but is still a very decent card when it comes to that abilities, since it shuts down Carbink, and it shut down Vileplume, and even in this format, it shuts down Greninja, which is a very popular card that you'll see. Of course, if you're playing that, Giratina is out of use, and Shaman won't be, but that's only for 1 turn, so you could hopefully just save them up for the next turn. Next, we have 2 Ultra Balls. Now, Ultra Ball, most people would know, you discard 2 cards from your hand, search for any Pokemon you want, and put it into your hand. Very good stable card, helps you get Giratina, helps you get Darkrai, helps you get anything that you're going to need. In some cases, you could even look for a Glade and find a way to discard it. Next up, we have 3 Fighting Fury Belts. Because almost every Pokemon in this deck is a basic and you want a good item on them, Fighting Fury Belt is amazing. You add 40 HP and your attacks do 10 more damage. And because of that, Darkrai is going to be a much stronger Pokemon that could possibly do 170 or even 200 in some cases. And it'll just help a lot because you can't get one-shot by certain Pokemon. Next off, we're going to have 2 Trainer's Mail, which is a very good card nowadays. You look at the top 4 cards of your deck, look for a trainer card, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. Very simple. Now, that trainer card can be absolutely anything, except Trainer's Mail, of course. You can get Max Elixir, you could get Stadium, you can get Skyla, Sycamore, Lysander, N, Fighting Fury Belt. You can get anything, and that will very, very, very much help you in some matches. Now, this deck is somewhat supposed to be low price in some cases, like Shaman's definitely going to cost money, Darkrai's going to cost money, but it's definitely cheaper than getting 4 Shamans and all that stuff. Next off, we have 1 Professor's Letter. Because some Pokemon can get affected by Pokemon with a special energy, such as Aegislash, even though it went out of play, also searching for energies in general is well helpful in many cases. If you only have a double colorless on Darkrai, you're going to need some dark energies. You're going to have to find a way around it. In Professor's Letter, just having 1 is decent enough to keep you alive. Next off, we have 3 VS Seekers. Now, VS Seekers have become a staple in every deck. They're very expensive nowadays, but having only 3 is still amazing. You're allowed to take a supporter from your discard and put it into your hand. Now, that helps with Maxie, so if you got rid of Maxie, you can get it back. It helps with Lysander, it helps with Sycamore, it helps with Teammates, Skyla, anything. And half the time, you're going to want a card like that back. Next off, we have 3 Max Elixirs. Now, because of how quickly you're going to be able to step your bench, spreading energies is going to be necessary. It's going to be almost almost needed. Now, these allow you to look at the top 6 cards of your deck, take a basic energy you find there, and put it onto a basic bench Pokemon. And that is going to be very helpful if you're setting up a Darkrai, a Malamar, or something else, like Yveltal maybe. Next off, we have 1 Battle Compressor. Now, you could just Skyla to get this, but it gets rid of 3 cards in your deck. Some people run it so that you discard and use VS Seeker to get a supporter back, like Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick, or just something in between. Now, I particularly use it to get rid of junk in my deck most late game. Next, we have one Master Ball Ace Spec. Now, this allows you to search for any Pokemon you want, no discarding, and you're only allowed to play one Ace Spec, so I decided Master Ball is the best since you're going to need some Pokemon. Giratina, Darkrai, just about anything you're going to use. Alright, next off, we have two Reverse Valleys. Now, this one's from state championships. I went to that. And these two basically allow your Dark Pokemon to do 10 more damage, and if your opponent has a Steel Pokemon, they take 10 less damage. Very simple in their cases. Now, next off, we're gonna show Hypnotoxic Laser, a popular card in the expanded format, and because of this, you're allowed to automatically poison a Pokemon, flip a coin, if heads, they're asleep. Now, you could use this with Darkrai, you could use this with Malamar. It helps mostly with Darkrai's attack, though, because it'll do possibly 160 to 170 damage, and if you have the Stadium, 180, and Poison would make it 190, which is a knockout on just about anything. Next, Random Receiver. If you don't have a VS Seeker, if you don't have a Trainer's Mail, this is your best way to get some sort of draw supporter, Lysander, Getsis, anything that can help you. The supporters in this deck are very vital, so playing one Random Receiver is very helpful to get just about anything. Next off, we have one Crushing Hammer. Now, energies are somewhat a problem in this meta because everyone's attaching special energy, such as Double Colorless, Double Dragon, or just some sort of special energy that you have a hard time with. Now, this, you flip a coin, if heads, you're able to discard it. It's very helpful in some cases, though it's a 50-50 chance. It's much better than having Enhanced Hammer, which can only get rid of special energy. Next off, we have one Super Rod, and if you ever get rid of energies, and if you ever get rid of your good Pokemon such as Darkrai or Malamar or Giratina, or who knows, maybe a Shaman or Hoopa, this is your way to get them back into your deck. It's very useful, shuffle 3 of any combination, and it's very loved card throughout the community. Next off, we're on energies. Two Double Dragon energies. Because we run one Giratina, having two of these are allowing to one, use the attack if you have both of them on, and two would count as 80 more damage if both of them are on Giratina and you use Darkrai, with a double colorless, of course. But next off, we have 4 double colorless, and that is for a very good reason. Either 1, it helps Malamar, 2, it helps Darkrai, 3, you could use it even on a Shaman, and 4, Giratina. Now, because of that, it takes up quite a lot of space in the deck, though, so you want to be careful with how you use them. Mostly, I would use them on Darkrai. That's why, well, they're there, usually. Next off, we have 2 dangerous energies. A good dark type energy to use, and it's the only special dark energy that's currently usable. What this does is, if you put on a dark Pokemon and your opponent's EX hits you, you put 2 damage counters on the opponent's active EX, which is very good considering they have between 160 to 190 damage, or if it's a Mega, even higher. So with this, you lower them down a bit, and Darkrai will almost instantly knock him out if you use Malamar, Hypnotoxic Laser, or just anything in between. Now, and last to end this deck off, we have 5 Dark Energies. Now, these are just pretty basic. You have to use them with Darkrai, you can use them with Giratina even in some cases, or just that. So, in total, the deck is a little messy, to be honest, for some of the new standard decks, but it's very effective for expanded, which plays a lot of item locking, because Toad just went there, and it plays a good hand, has high HP, high damage, and very good card in general. Well, that is the end of this video. Instinctuals, thank you for watching. My name is Ethan, and you have a good day.